Well, we are heading into 2 days of absolute darkness. On with the show. So, yes, for the next 2 days, we are taking a look at darkness tactics again. This is Dark 4231. Tomorrow will be a 433, but we are starting with a 4231 today. As you can see, it is a fairly standard 4231, sort of to a degree at least. We've seen a lot of this before. Now, there was a set piece that I could downloaded and thrown into the tactic. I didn't do that this time around for today and tomorrow. I don't know why. I just didn't. So there is a set piece. Take a look at it. If this doesn't work for you, maybe the set pieces will, or just maybe look at the set pieces as it is. You'll find them on the page that I put down in the description below. But we're going to test it as usual with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town in a holiday save. So with all that said, let's dive into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, as we look at the Premier League table, Liverpool coming in first, only 2 losses with 107 goals. Fairly nice considering Man City in second get 79. Aston Villa, however, might have been able to use those set pieces. 8th place, 71 points, 77 goals. Not the greatest. Well, Liverpool's domestic cups out immediately against Arsenal 1-2 in the Carabao Cup third round. They do get to the FA Cup final against Aston Villa using the same tactic and beat them 4-2. But as we take a look at the Europa League, into the Europa League final, a 1-0 win over Roma. Very well done. So all in all, 3 trophies is a pretty good season. The Carabao Cup, we're going to completely forget about as the next season comes along, right? Squad-wise, that is the sea of green I love to see. Almost everyone. 35 goals for Jota, wow. 25 for Salah, assist, 21 for Trent, Alex McAllister with 20, and then average rating, well, Kelleher gets up there, but McAllister with a 7.39. Switching things up to Aston Villa's domestic cups, well, they lost to Man City in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. They win in the second, unfortunately not by enough, so they're out there. They do get to the FA Cup final, as we saw, losing to Liverpool 4-2. But they storm all the way to the Europa Conference League final, kicking the crap out of Victoria Pilsen 6-1. So yeah, all in all, the Premier League didn't do that great. Unfortunately, you definitely need to pick it up. Maybe those set pieces could have really helped. Winners of the Conference League, though, runners up in the FA Cup, I would take it. It's pretty nice. Squad-wise, they definitely have more green than usual, but you get 23 goals for Diaby, which actually isn't too bad, but still a little down sometimes from him. 19 for McGinn, 18 for Ramsey, assist 20 for Zaniolo, 14 for Moreno and Matty Cash apiece, and then Alex Moreno with a 7.23. Data hub for the two teams, starting with Liverpool attacking through and through, no question about it. Defensively, kind of on the average mark, I guess. 2.82 goals per game, 0.95 conceded is actually just a smidge higher than usual, but 1.02 xG against, and 19 shots. Dang. Aston Villa just can't find the back of the net. The goals are really lacking in this time around. The defensive pieces are definitely down as well. Yeah, 1.37 is definitely above their usual, but 1.38 xG against, 2 flat, almost flat goals per game. It was okay. Championship stats, Liverpool in first with 2.47 points per game, Aston Villa in 7th with 1.87. Most goals, 107 for Liverpool, well above Arsenal in 2nd, and well above Villa in 5th with 77. Fewest shots against, Liverpool in 4th with 332, Villa with 369. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with 55%. Most dribbles made, Aston Villa topping Liverpool with 769 all the way down to 753. Best pass completion, Liverpool making the list at 87%, and most shots for Liverpool in first with 748, 629 for Villa. Well, when we have such a split decision in the Premier League, what usually happens with Ipswich Town? It can go either way. This time around, though, they got first place, 98 points, not too far ahead of Middlesbrough, though, but 10 losses. You can definitely pick up on that. 110 goals for it, not bad, but still, there's definitely places that you can rise up. Not the greatest of showing in the domestic cups, out in the Carabao Cup second round in penalties to Luton, and then FA Cup fourth round 1-2 loss to Leeds. So all in all, it really was the championship. That's where all the eggs were. That's what you won. So at least you're on to the Premier League next season. Squad-wise, they actually have more green than usual, which is nice to see. Definitely, no question about it. Goals, 12 for Chaplin, 11 for Hurst. Assists, 17 for Broadhead, 8 for Clark and Luongo. And then average rating at West Burns with a 7.3. Championship stats, 2.13 points per game. Most goals in first, of course, with 110. Not too far off Middlesbrough, though. Fewer shots against in 6 with 425. Most possession with 54%. Most dribbles made with 934 in third. And then most shots for in first with 769. So let us dive deeper into the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend. We got fullbacks on the left and the right in support. Neither have instructions. Interesting. Ball playing defenders in the central spots. A Suga de Volante in attack next to a deep line playmaker in support. 3 attacking midfielders. Whoop, there we go. And then an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession, attacking with his fairly wide. Approach plays pass into space. Underlap on the left and the right, but focus play through the middle. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. So overall, how did it do for our 3 teams? I mean, at least Ipswich and Liverpool doing a fantastic job. And keep 11 clean sheets, that's your promise? Wow. But Ipswich in first, 98 points. You have seen higher totals in points and goals. So, keep that in mind. And again, I didn't use the set pieces that they asked for. Maybe I should have, but in this case, it still worked without it for those 2 teams. Aston Villa probably needs them a little bit more. They were definitely down in the goals. Some of the defensive pieces weren't there, as we've seen in other tactics, but it still got them into, the Europa League next season, Europa Conference League winners. So they did a good job, and they still got to the final of the FA Cup. So you can't say it was a horrible season whatsoever. But how did it do for you? Have you tried it? Let us know in the comments below. But otherwise, out here, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. A little bit above usual for some and about average on others. But that's it for me, Sefian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care. I will see you day 2 of Darkness. And with that, enjoy.